Bless Squad, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce, here to bless y'all with another video. And today I want to talk about a very, very important topic that everybody needs to know, and that is saving. How much to save and how much should you be saving by age? America has a big issue where we don't like to save money. We don't like to plan for our retirement. We might think about it, but actually putting it into practice and having all the things set up correctly so that we can retire and have enough in savings if anything goes wrong, we don't actually do it. So in this video, I want to discuss that, how much you should be saving based on your age. We're going to talk about how much on average, what people are saving, and what you can do to get yourself to that correct saving point so you can have enough money for your future retirement, stuff like that. So without further ado, first thing you need to do before you start saving, hit the like button. That exponentially grows your saving account. Something about that, it just goes up, up, up when you hit the like button. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. So by age, what you need to start off with to figure out how much you need to figure out how much your net worth is. And how to do this is to add up all your assets and add up all your liabilities. What are assets? Assets are going to be cash. Assets are going to be material goods that you can sell. So maybe you have like some gold and silver and stuff like that. Maybe you have a car that you can sell. All the things that you can acquire cash for. Maybe you have some rental properties you're sitting on. All that you're going to add up and figure out the total number of your assets. You're going to do the same thing with your liabilities. You're going to have all your debts. So maybe you have credit card debt. You have $10,000 in credit card debt. Maybe you have $50,000 in student loans. Shout out Joe Biden for putting out the student loans. Maybe you have a mortgage loan. You need to add all that up, and that's going to be your liabilities. A lot of times, especially when you're starting out in your career, a lot of people are going to have a negative net worth. So you're going to take all your assets, add all that up, all your liabilities, add that up. And a lot of times you're going to have a negative net worth if you're starting out. If you're in your early 20s, maybe young, early 30s, maybe just starting out in life, you're going to start to build things. So you're going to start to buy houses. You're going to start to get a car. You're going to start to go to school. And these things take money. And a lot of times people go into debt. So having a negative net worth starting out isn't a bad thing, but you do need to eventually get out of that negative net worth and build up your assets a little bit more so you have more saving. So that's how you calculate your net worth and figure that number out. After that, you need to figure out how old are you. I'm 25 right now, so I'm right at that beginning peak of figuring out the Q1 of life. This is the quarter one. Quarter one is 25 to 35. And for me, around that age in your 20s, the average person has about $2,000 saved up, which is crazy. So from 20 to 30, the average person has $2,000 saved up. From 30 to 40, they have 3,000. Ironically, from 40, they have about 4,000. It's about $4,500 saved up. And from 50 to 60, they have about $5,000 saved up. And then when they get in retirement, they have about almost 7 grand saved up on average. This is the average American. So somehow in the 10 years, people are only saving about, on average, about $1,000. And that's really strange how people are not preparing for life. They're only saving about $1,000 every decade in the United States. And that's not okay. You need to get yourself to a point where you're saving a lot more money in case of emergency, in case if anything goes wrong. And how can you do this correctly? The best way to do this is to invest. You need to learn how to invest the money. Either that's going to be in a high savings account, either that's going to be in a 401k, either that's going to be in an IRA. And you need to look these different things up. You're going to look up these different ones because this is how you're going to be able to save your money a lot faster. If you just stick it in the bank and save it, it's only going to grow. Interest rates right now on banks is about 1 to 2% right now. So you're not going to see a lot of growth in your money, especially when you're looking at the inflation. Inflation is around 8 to 10%. That's what they're claiming. I think it's a little higher than that. When you're looking at gas prices and food prices and energy prices, I'm thinking it's double digits, but they're saying it's about 8-10%. But if you were to save that money and only get 1-2% on your money, and then inflation is wiping you out for 10%, you're not going to be able to grow your money very fast. So the best bet is to hop in an investment vehicle, whether that's a 401k, an IRA, maybe you have an individual brokerage account. Maybe you dip into some real estate where you can buy rental properties, but you need to find a vehicle where you are able to build money, build savings fast. And for people that are trying to save money, these are the exact numbers that you need to break down. So first, when you hit 30, you need to have at least 1 year of your annual income saved. So let's say you're making $50,000 on the year. Let's say, make the numbers easy. You're making $50,000 on the year. You need to have at least $50,000 saved up in case anything goes wrong, you lose your job. That is a good rule of thumb when you get to 30. If you're making $50,000, you need to have $50,000 saved, whether that's in some type of investment vehicle, whether that's in some type of real estate portfolio or something like that. $50,000 that you can bring out at any means if something were to go wrong. By 40, you need to at least have 3 times that. So if you're continuing to make $50,000, hopefully in your career, you're continuing to grow and expand. And that $50,000 is now maybe 60, 70, 80. But a good rule of thumb is you need to have 3 times your annual income saved by 40. So $50,000 example, you need to have $150,000 saved up. And the thing about this is if you stick to this, this program where you have 1x saved up of your income and then 3x saved up, and then by 50, let's say you have 5x saved up, 5 to 6x saved up of your annual income. This is the example. If you only have, you're staying consistent at 50,000. At this point, you should have a couple $100,000 saved up, which is going to be great. So when you're going into your retirement and you're continuing to grow your money, you can kind of sit it on autopilot. When you have hundreds of $1,000s saved up in an investment vehicle at this point and you're 50, when you get to 50 to 60 to 70, a lot of this money is making money on its own. So let's say at 50, you have $500,000 in your savings account, in your brokerage account, in some type of investment vehicle. If you have $50,000 and then your portfolio is growing at 10% a year, you're literally making $50,000 every year without putting anything into your savings account, without touching it, without adding to anything. And literally, if you were to make 10% every year, this is aggressive numbers. We can even narrow it down to make, even if you're making 5%, that's $25,000 every year. But to make it simple, let's say it's 50 grand. You're making 50 grand every year. You're not adding anything to it. Your bills are staying the same. Everything's getting consistent. By the end of the year, you're going to have another $500,000 in there. By the end of the 10-year term, you're going to have another $500,000 in there, which is going to be amazing. And this is something you didn't even touch. So by 50 to 60, you'll have $1 million in your account without adding in anything to it. If you were to continue to add, it's going to get even better and even easier. So the goal is when you're starting out by age, you want to set yourself up where you're putting that money aside. So when you get into your older age, your older years, it gets really simple and this money tends to build upon itself. It's like a snowball. You have to push it down the hill a little bit. It gets nice. It's small at the beginning, but as it grows, it expands more and more and more, and you're able to live off of that. So that is the goal for your savings account. That's going to be the target for that you need to hit for your savings account, because a lot of people, they're only getting what, $6,000 saved, and that's just not enough money to live off of. Inflation is going to wipe you out. You're going to have to live on Social Security, and we don't really want to do that. So save by your age, stay consistent. If you have to take on an extra job, if you have to take on a little side business, whatever you need to do to hit that number properly and really get yourself where you're financially free and set up well, where you're self-reliant. That is the goal here. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section down below, and let me know what your savings goals are. Do you have $100,000 saved up? Do you have a target of, I want to save $50,000 this year, or I want to do this or that? Let's chop it up in the comment section down below. And that's going to wrap it up. It's been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed. I'm gonna see y'all next time on Blessed Doing Best.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed.